Hello friends, this video on subject verb agreement part 4 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Rules. Now let's see how to use verbs with collective nouns. Now that's again going to be interesting as well as important. Let's say team. The team is working hard. The team are working hard because team is not just one person. The team always consists of a lot of people. So whether it should be a singular verb or a plural verb, again a confusion. So let us understand how do we use verbs with collective nouns. So here what do we do is when the collective noun represents a whole, a collective noun representing a whole, in that case we use a singular verb. For example, okay, even before taking the example, let's see this. Whereas if the collective noun represents its constituents, in that case, we use a plural verb. So let us take an example. Let's say we say that the jury agrees to the decision. So in this case, when we say the jury agrees, that means the jury collectively agrees. So we are not talking about each individual member of the jury. We are talking about the entire jury as a whole. So it is representing one unit in this case. Therefore, we have used singular verb, that is agrees. Whereas if we write a statement like this, the jury disagree about the case. So in this case, the jury is not agreeing, the jury disagree. In that case, we are actually talking about the members of the jury who are disagreeing. So here the jury is not working collectively. So here the jury is not representing the whole. Here the jury is talking about its members who are also disagreeing. So some members have some opinion, the others have a different opinion. So therefore in this case, we use a plural verb. Now this is very, very interesting and confusing as well. So whenever you have a collective noun where the verb shows that the collective noun is representing a whole, in that case we use singular verb. But in cases where the collective noun is trying to represent its constituents, then a plural verb is used. Let's take one more example. The team is ready to take the challenge. So here we are talking about the entire team. So whenever there is agreement, whenever there is unity, whenever something is done together by the collective noun, that is there we use a singular verb. So here the team is ready to take the challenge. So the team is together. It shows unity. It shows agreement. So therefore the verb is singular. Whereas if we say members of the team are not ready to take the challenge. So here we are definitely talking about the constituent of the collective noun. We are talking about the members and we are not talking about the team as a whole. So therefore we use a plural verb. Right? Cool. Now, let us also look at one more example. Now, while I was talking about this jury thing, one more example could be the jury members agree to the decision. So, in this case, even though we are talking about agreement, but we are precisely talking about the jury members. So we are not talking about the jury as a whole, we are talking about the individual members of the jury. That is why we have used a plural verb in this case. So there are a couple of things that you need to analyze. First, whether the collective noun is representing a whole or we are talking about the members of that collective noun. So depending on that, we will use a singular verb or a plural verb. Let's try out a couple of examples. The first one, the cricket team dash the coach. So here we are talking about the entire team as a whole. We are not talking about individual members. So therefore, singular verb will be used. That is, the cricket team follows the coach. The jury dash taken the final decision. So here again, the jury has collectively taken the final decision. So the jury is representing a whole. So a singular verb will be used. That is, the jury has taken the final decision. Third, the cost of a dozen bananas dash 10 rupees. So here, even though you have a dozen bananas, but the main subject or the proper subject of this sentence is cost. because we are talking about the cost here. We are not talking about the dozen bananas. So the cost of a dozen bananas is 10 rupees. So the cost of 100 bananas is 10 rupees. So it doesn't matter whether we are talking about 100 bananas or 1000 bananas. We are talking about cost in this sentence. Therefore, the verb has to be in agreement with the cost. 5 dozen bananas dash 10 rupees. So here we are directly talking about 5 dozen bananas, which is a plural subject, and therefore we will have a plural verb, that is cost. 5 dozen bananas cost 10 rupees. Right? So it is very, very important that before you decide what will be the form of the verb, you understand which is the subject with which the verb has to agree. So that is very important, because you will come across a lot of complicated sentences where you have multiple subjects. So you have to decide which subject the verb will follow. So I think we have discussed about all the set of rules that you need to remember to decide the form of the verb such that the verb always agrees with the subject. And with this, I conclude this lesson on subject-verb agreement. And I would like to advise you to practice more and more exercises on subject-verb agreement. Try to make use of these rules when you speak English so that you speak grammatically correct English. And I hope that this lesson would have helped you. So see you all in the next lesson.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.